Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? NoZoupForYou here, and patch 8.11 is now here, and with that, we have the Snowflake event. I know that many of you were looking forward to the Snowflake event. I know I was. Last year, it was a rousing success. I was able to purchase Stalingrad with it, as so many other people were, because they racked up that steel that's so hard to get. And we were all hoping that this year we'd have the same chance. But I've done some number crunching. I've looked at the raw data, and I gotta admit, I'm a little upset with the Snowflake event this year. I really think that Wargaming kind of let it fizzle. They kind of put a damper on it. The rewards this year just aren't as good, almost to the point that I'm going to say it's not even worth it. At least for me. You might be in a different situation. You might be a lot closer to that steel you need for a ship. But, you know, if you're halfway towards a ship, I hate to say it, I don't think you're going to get the steel you need. Which means you're going to be stuck playing ranked and maybe struggle to find a clan that you can actually find time to play in. But the Snowflake event is not going to get you there if you were expecting it to. So give me a second. Let me explain to you what we're looking at here and the differences between last year and this year. The 2018 Snowflake event was phenomenal. It was great. It was open to tier 8, 9, and 10. If you had a premium or special ship and you knocked off that Snowflake, you got 200 steel. Yeah, 200. That's a lot of steel right there. For your non-premium ships, at tier 9 you got 50 steel. That's not a lot right there, but it's something. And at tier 10 you got 100 steel. So that's a lot of steel right there, open to a lot of different tiers. And the biggie right there being the premium ships, 200. And I know not everybody has the same amount of premium ships I have. Maybe some of you even have more, a lot of you collectors out there. But for the person with a lot of ships, you stood to make a lot of steel. And the best part was, you know, co-op rounds. You just get in there, you grind for a good hour or two, and you walk out with a bunch of steel. This year, not so much. Not so much at all. You get 75 steel for tiers 8 and 9. Doesn't matter if the ship's a premium. Doesn't matter if it's a tech tree ship. 75 steel per Snowflake, and that's it. Tier 10, you don't get steel at all. You get a super container, which is nice. But in reading the description of these super containers, I don't see anywhere where it says you can get steel out of them. It says coal and yada yada yada, a lot of other good things. I didn't see steel mentioned, which seems a little suspicious to me. I wouldn't mind grinding all these if there's a chance that out of the close to 30 tier 10 ships I have, I can get steel out of one of those super containers, but I don't think that opportunity is available. So here are the raw numbers of last year compared to this year, using my own port and the ships that I have. And it's eye-opening and very disappointing, actually. Very disappointing. At tier 8, I had 12 tech tree ships and a whopping 31 premium ships. Under last year's event, the regular tech tree ships at tier 8, you got nothing. That's fine, whatever. But for those 31 premium ships I have, I was able to get 6,200 steel. 6,200 at tier 8 premium alone. At tier 9, the 11 regular ships I had, I was able to get 550 steel. Not worth the bother. But again, 14 premium ships for 2,800 steel. And lastly, moving up to the tier 10 ships, 22 tech tree ships netted me 2,200 steel. And the 5 regular netted me 1,000 steel. That brought last year's total of steel, for me, to 12,750. More than enough to add to what I had to be able to purchase a steel ship. That was a total of 83 battles. I didn't play all 83 battles. And just averaging those battles, just thinking about the average of them, that's probably about 10 hours worth of playing if you're playing co-op battles and saying that each battle lasts on average 7 minutes, which might be a little on the liberal side of things. Might be a little less, closer to 5 minutes, depending. But still, you put in the work, you get a lot of steel. Now, this year, using the same exact ships that I have, same exact tiers, this is what I net. At tier 8, my tech tree ships, I net 900 steel. My premium ships, 2,325 steel. No difference in the amount of steel, 75 per snowflake. At tier 9, my 11 ships net me 825 steel, and that's the 11 tech tree. The 14 premium I have net me 1,050 steel. Tier 10, you get nothing. Nada. Zip zero. You get super containers, but you don't get steel. So, the total amount of steel that I can get this year, the maximum amount of steel, is 5,100. That's less than half of last year. But it'll still take me 68 battles, which is roughly 15 less than last year. But that's still about 8 hours at 7 minutes average. So you're almost putting in the exact same amount of work this year for less than half as much steel. I'm going to be honest, 5,000 steel right there for 8+ hours of work, that's not worth it to me. It's not worth it at all. Now, I might put in the time for the super containers, but I don't need coal right now. There's very little I need right now. I need steel. Steel is what I was looking forward to with this event, because I don't have the time to rank out. I don't have the time for clans anymore, and both are headaches that I just don't want to deal with. So the Snowflake event was a big opportunity for me. That 12,000 steel probably would have put me over the limit for something else, but I can't now. So unfortunately, this year, this event to me, it's a bust almost. I'm sure some of you out there can use the meager amount of steel that you're going to get. You might be very, very close to your next ship, and this saves you the ranked grind. But for those of you that are halfway there or not even, this year's event isn't even going to put a dent in the amount of steel that you need to unlock that Summers or that Burgoyne, which both of those were ships that I was looking at to unlock. Really want either or, and I'm kind of stuck on the fence. You know, Summers is a great destroyer. I love USN destroyers, but then again, Burgoyne is just a great battleship, and I was really excited that at the end of this Snowflake event, I was going to be able to get one of those. But 5,000 steel, 8 hours of work to get that 5,000 steel. Yeah, if I invest the time, you know, a little per day while the event's running, grind in co-op, sure. Yeah, I'll get that 5,000 steel. But do I want to? Do I really want to deal with that if it's not going to put me over the finish line to get that steel ship that I really, really want? And I think the problem is a lot of players out there in the same situation are going to look at it the same way. They're going to say, this isn't worth a headache. I've got a ton of tier 8 ships, but do I really want to play co-op 7 minutes a pop for 75 steel? It puts players in a predicament, and it waters down the event as a whole. I mean, I don't understand why there was the huge change to this event from what it was last year. Last year, this event was great. It was awesome. People loved it. But this year, not so much. Now, I'm sure some of you out there are fine with it. That's cool. Some of you probably don't care about the steel ships, and that's also awesome. Some of you are probably happy about the tier 10 crates, and I think the tier 10 crates are very generous, the super containers. I think that's a very generous thing, and, you know, I don't want to completely crap on this event. That would be unfair to Wargaming, but as a whole, as a steel event, it's a letdown as a steel event. And I hate looking a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, this is free stuff, and Wargaming didn't have to do anything. But when you've got an event last year that was awesome, that really, really made a huge difference to get players something that they otherwise would not have a chance to get, and then you follow up a year later with something that just kind of fizzles, you know, it's kind of a kick in the teeth a little bit. You know, I know people, I know myself, were looking forward to this for a while. But when you look at the stats on paper, and look at the effort you got to put in and the reward for that steal, it's just really not worth it to me, and that's unfortunate. So don't go into this event thinking you're going to come out with a buttload of steel, because you're not. 75 steel per snowflake is not a lot of steel, especially when last year you were looking at 200 steel per premium ship. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is this year. Fortunately, though, there's a lot of other cool stuff that Wargaming's doing. The Puerto Rico event, to be able to build that, it's going to be a miserable grind for some people, but some people are going to revel in it. And a free Puerto Rico, that's very generous. You know, a tier 10 ship for free. Very, very nice. But unless you're very close to getting that steel ship, don't think this event's going to put you over the top. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing wonderful. Zoop out.